guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to do a Halloween tutorial which I was really inspired by this picture I found on Pinterest. So let's get straight into it. I'm using my Bourjois Healthy Mix foundation and I'm just blending it out with a Real Technique sponge. I absolutely love this sponge and I totally think it's a perfect dupe for the beauty blender, even though I haven't used it, but I really think this does the job. It blends out everything so perfectly and I don't even know if I'm going to buy the beauty blender. So yeah, if you're trying to find a drugstore dupe for the beauty blender, then this is a perfect one. Now I'm using my Maybelline Fit Me concealer and I'm blending it out with my Real Techniques Expert face brush. There you go. I mine with some MAC Fix Plus because it gives me a really flawless and kind of dewy but not oily finish under my eyes, and I really love that because it makes me feel glowy and angelic, and yeah. Now I'm using my matte Rimmel bronzing powder and I'm just putting it under my cheekbones to warm up my face. This is actually an eyeshadow by Revolution Makeup and I'm using it as a contour powder because there are no rules in makeup. So yeah, it has a perfect amount of cool tone, which is why I really like it, and that's why I'm using it to really carve out my cheekbones. I already filled in my eyebrows, so now I'm just cleaning them up with some concealer, and this is the same concealer I used under my eyes. For this look, eyebrows are actually really important because all the attention is going to your brows, your eyes, and your lips, so that's why I'm taking a lot of time in doing my brows. Now I'm using my Maybelline Clear Gel Lash Mascara thingy to set my brows. I'm also going to contour the sides of my forehead to really add that depth and darken the look. Now I'm using my matte purpley taupe eyeshadow from Revolution Makeup palette to add that depth in the sockets of our eyes. You don't have to be perfect with this eyeshadow work because after all it is a Halloween look and we want it to be messy and really scary. So I'm going to blend it slightly above my crease and I'm going to bring it down to the bridge of my nose, and I'm also going to add lots of it in my inner corners to really darken the look. When you're adding the shadow on the bridge of your nose, just think of it as you're contouring it, so it makes it easier for you guys. Now I'm using my eyeshadow from Catrice and I'm using my shader brush to apply it. It's a kind of like a white matte eyeshadow with slightly gold flecks in it, and it's so beautiful. So I'm just going to put it right on my eyelids. Also going to add it on the inner corner of my lower lash line. I'm really going to layer those dark eyeshadows using a darker purple and black on my upper crease and slightly above the inner corners to really create that depth in my eyes. And I'm also going to bring it under my eyes on the outer corners. I'm using my Makeup Academy highlighter to highlight the inner corners of my eyes. Now I'm taking my NYC liquid liner and I'm going to create a really thick line above my lash line and a really tiny wing in the end. You guys have no idea how difficult it is to put eyeliner on camera, so I did make a mistake, but I'm going to fix it up later. So yeah, the eyeliner can sense the fear, guys. I'm just saying. I'm also going to bring the eyeliner down from my inner corners to really elongate the eyes. And going back to my dark eyeshadows to layer them up. Now I'm using my Soap and Glory eyeliner and I'm going to add it on my lower lash line, and I'm going to add it quite heavily to create the depth, and we're also going to smoke it out. Eyeliner always makes me feel fierce, so now I'm smoking out my lower lash line with the same purpley taupe eyeshadow that I used above my crease. Oh, and all the product details and the brushes that I'm using will all be listed in the description bar below. So that's all the eyeshadow work done, and now we're going to move on with the white and black paint to create the skull teeth. I'm going to start off by adding the white paint on one side of my lips, and you don't have to worry about keeping it inside the lines. I'm going to layer the white paint to make it super opaque. Now I'm going to use my eyeliner to extend my lips up to my cheekbones. Going back to my white paint, I'm going to create small rectangular shapes above and below the line to create the skull teeth. Make sure the rectangular shapes are becoming smaller as you go above the line. Without adding any more white paint on my brush, I'm going to drag the paint above the rectangular shapes to create that sharp teeth effect. And do the same thing below the line. As I go along, I'm going to add more black and white paint. I'm going to layer them up to increase the opacity. Using a black eyeshadow, I'm adding it on the inner parts of my lips. Taking the black eyeshadow again, I'm going to add it in the gaps between the teeth. Using the black eyeshadow again, I'm going to place it in the middle and I'm going to drag it up and towards the white teeth. You guys can use a reference picture to draw on the skull teeth to make it easier. Going back to the white paint, I'm going to create the white teeth on my lips using the same techniques. If any of you guys decide to do this look, post it up on your Instagram and hashtag it Lavish Glam so I can see and give you guys a shout out on my page. I'm going back in with the white and black paint to layer it up and increase the opacity. Using the same black eyeshadow, and I'm adding it under my cheekbones and at the back of the teeth to create that hollow effect of your inner parts of your mouth. Now that we're done with the skull teeth, now comes my favorite part, adding the red lipstick on the other half of our lips, and I'm using Makeup Academy's liquid lipstick in Reckless. For this look, we are definitely going to be exaggerating the shape of our lips, especially the upper part and the outer corners of our lips. Using my eyeliner again, I'm going to create some shadows on the lower lip and the outer corner of my top lip. And really want to smudge out that eyeliner to create the shadow effect. Now I'm going to curl my lashes and add some falsies on my upper lids. And I'm going to use my tweezers to adjust where I want to put my lashes. To hide that lash glue, I'm going to take my NYC liquid liner and add it on top of the lash line. I'm using my L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara to add some on my lower lashes. And of course, layering it up again with black eyeshadow to darken the look. This is the final look, guys, and I really hope you enjoyed the video, and send me your creations on Instagram, and I'll see you in my next video.